Alrighty. So yeah, how have you been, Pete?
Good.
Cool. How has life turned out well for you so far? Has it?
No complaints.
Alrighty, cool. So I have a list of 25 questions about your racing career, and hopefully you have the answer for them, but we'll just find out.
Okay.
Alrighty, so where are you originally from?
Saco, Maine.
Nice.
SACO.
Pretty cool. What is living in Maine like?
It's a beautiful place to live. It's cold in the winters, but
Yeah.
4 seasons. But nice in the summer, spring, fall. Just cold winters. A lot of snow.
Yeah, I'm originally from Estes Park, Colorado, and so I kind of know what the cold is like.
Yep. Yep. I just moved from Colorado last year back here to North Carolina. Been
Ah,
there for 10 years.
nice. Have you ever been to Estes Park?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. So yeah, what made you get into motor racing?
Uh, my dad was a racer and just was born into it.
Nice. How did you get your ride as a crew chief with Dale Earnhardt Incorporated?
Well, been, I didn't, I don't know how you can say how I got the ride. It was just through hard work. I moved down to North Carolina in 1998. Worked with Jasper Motorsports for a few years. Graduated up to a car chief, then moved over to Dale Earnhardt Incorporated as a car chief, and then was asked to do the crew chief job on a couple of Bush series races that involved Dale Jr. and we won Bristol there one year, and then after that they asked if I would do his crew chief.
Pretty cool. That's really awesome. And yeah, I interviewed Doug Bowell, the owner of Jasper, last year. He's pretty nice.
Yep, great guy.
Yeah. What was working with Jasper Motorsports like during that period? It
was a good initiation into the NASCAR series, top series. They made a good. They were good people to work for. Doug Bobble, Mark Hera, and Mark Wallace. The three of them. They made a family type atmosphere out of the race team. It was a fun team to work for. Learned a lot there.
Pretty cool. And what was working with John Andretti like?
John was fun to work with. Professional, obviously, with his racing. Obviously, has a strong family ties to a lot of different forms of racing with the Indy cars and stuff. But he was good to work with.
That's good to hear. And what was your reaction to learning that you would be working with road racer Ron Fellows for Watkins Glen?
That was a good. Actually, we had tested with him before. I did some R&D work for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated prior to getting to race with him. So he did some testing with us. So I got to know him pretty good before the actual time that he raced for us. Actually, I think I raced with me for a couple of times, but that one particular race that we finished second to Tony Stewart was a highlight for sure.
Yeah, and did you hear that Ron won he was awarded the Member of the Order of Canada this year? Did you hear that?
I just saw that the other day.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool that he now has that award. You know?
That's great guy. Him and his wife both.
Yeah. What was Ron's reaction to qualifying 43rd for that race at the Glen?
Well, we qualified 43rd because the qualifying was rained out. So we got the last spot in the field. So.
Did Kevin Mannion have an input in the one team for that race?
No.
Okay. Alrighty. And what was Ron Fellows' reaction to like midway in the race when he reached second place for the first time? And this was before the final shootout.
Yeah, Ron's not a theatrical type guy. He's always cool. He was always cool, calm, and collected. We just had a plan when the race started. We stuck to the plan, and he's calm and cool all the time. That's why he's as good as he is.
All righty, cool. And what did he say before the final restart when he was running fourth for that restart?
Oh, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. He'd just say he's going to give you all he had, especially at the end there. Obviously, we didn't need to be told that. We knew he was going to do that anyways. But
yeah, and if you can remember, what did Ron say after finishing second to Tony Stewart?
He was pretty happy. He was pretty happy about it. He did all he just told us he did all he could do. He was pretty happy.
All righty, pretty cool. So what was working with Martin Truex Jr. like later on?
He was fun to work with. He's a professional. We had a lot of fun. I've known Martin for several years. So back at when we were at DEI, he was running the Busch Series car for DEI under Kevin Manion. So we kind of knew each other a little bit back then. And then I used to race against his dad up in the Busch North Series. So I kind of know the family a little bit anyway. So we've got some history. But he's good. He's a good guy. Good guy. Him very respectful and good to work with.
Pretty cool. And what was working with Michael Waltrip like in 2005?
We had a lot of fun. We had some. Obviously, Michael was a good racer and a good speedway racer. We had a lot of fun on the speedways. We knew that when we went to the speedways and we had something real good to work with. Him being one of the better super speedway racers there is. And we actually got it to he was pretty comfortable on the mile and a half tracks and had a lot of fun there. But he's good to work with all in all. Fun. Had a lot of fun.
That's great to hear. What was working with Dale Earnhardt Jr. like?
It was a challenge. Back in the day, it was a challenge. He's a very talented person, but at the time, we had just lost. He had just lost his dad, and his dad was a person that used to keep tight reins on him, and just trying to get out of Dale what we needed to get out of him was tough at times. But when he did go to finally did go to Rick Hendrick Racing, Rick Hendrick Motorsports, there Rick was able to get out of him, but then he was older at the time, so we just got him when he was a very young person and really wasn't focused on what he needed to be focused on at the time. So
alrighty.
The relationship didn't last that long.
I see. Were you at the race in Daytona in 2001 where his dad had crashed?
Yes. Yeah, I was working for Jasper Motorsports at the time.
Alrighty. Then
we were actually they were random teardown cars, so we were in the teardown area where we had gotten the news that he had passed.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. Did the entire track go quiet after the wreck happened?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Andy Pilgrim told me that in my interview with him last year. He told me that when the crash happened, everything went silent pretty much.
Yeah, and then, you don't know one of the highlights is when Schrader ran over to him, and then when Schrader started panicking and jumping up and down and waiting for the ambulance people to hurry up and get to him, that wasn't good. So.
Yeah. So what did you do after you left Dale Earnhardt Incorporated?
I went to work for Evernham Motorsports, Ray Evernham.
Pretty cool. So what was working for Evernham like?
Real good. Ray's obviously a championship-winning crew chief, and then with a very well-established team owner when he started his own teams with Dodge. So one of the more experienced people in the garage, one of the more talented people in the garage that was able to become an owner. He's a good straight shooter, and it was a good place to be.
That's good to hear. And how did you get your job with Furniture Row Racing?
Had a phone call from it was Joe Garone out there, the president out there with the race team. So he called at the end of the Ray Evernham Motorsports days and asked if I was interested in going out there. That's what started it.
Is that why you briefly lived in Colorado, because of Furniture Row?
Yeah, I actually lived out there for 10 years. So.
Alrighty.
2009 until last year. So.
Alrighty. So what was working with Regan Smith like?
It was good. We had a lot of fun together. We won our first race together for Furniture Row. So that was quite an accomplishment there. That's what we initially went out there, what we set out to do, and it was took us 2 years. 2009 when we moved out there to a year and a half actually before we were able to get the first win for Furniture Row.
I remember that race. I remember watching that race in 2011 on my television back when I was living in Colorado, and I was like, when Smith won for Denver Mattress and all that, my family and I were on our feet cheering and celebrating.
Yeah. Just we ended up staying out at that. We ended up staying out on the last caution, but it wasn't. We didn't luck into it because we ran top 5 the whole night.
Yeah.
So that made the decision to stay out a lot easier when Regan and I talked about it on that last caution. So.
I've always said, whether you luck into it or not, a win is a win, and no one will take it from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, we ran well, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Ran well the whole night, so.
Yeah.
And then we held off the best, so we held off Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards to do it. So.
Yep, and those are like the best drivers that you can possibly beat at the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, what was team owner Barney Visser like?
Great man. One of the best guys I've worked for, and one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Very strong family man. Very strong family man. And we had at one point we had like 90 something employees when we had the 2 race cars, but generally we had between 50 and 60 employees. And type of person that treats everybody as his family. Every one of the employees, he would come in the shop every couple of weeks and walk around and talk with everybody, shake everybody's hand, and thank them. Very strong personal relations type guy. He's just an excellent guy. Again, best person I've probably met in my life.
That's great to hear. And what was your reaction when Smith was able to win at Darlington, the Southern 500?
I think at first it was just a let it soak in type thing. I didn't even after they threw the checkered flag, we did our congratulations stuff, and then everybody went over to the victory lane, and I went back to the truck, put my radios away, and at that point I think I sat on the back of a trailer for a few minutes, just thinking about it all, let it all take in, and then. I think it was a couple of guys, Joe Garone and one of the truck drivers came over and said, "Man, you got to get to victory lane."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, we'll get there. I'm not the cameras and lights and stuff kind of guy." So.
Oh, I see. So you're kind of a private person then, as far as the media and all that.
Yeah, I don't. I shy away from cameras.
Alrighty. So, what did Regan Smith say on the radio when he won the race?
He probably had a couple of swear words, and then we did it. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, alrighty. What was the reason you left the 78 team in mid-2012?
I didn't leave the 78 team. I'm still working for the 78 team.
Oh, well then I think...
I didn't take on the crew chief role I was asked to do the crew chief role, but decided that I didn't want to be the crew chief any longer, so I ended up taking over the competition director.
Oh, okay. So I misread it. You just left the crew chief role. You didn't leave the team.
No.
Okay, I misread it then. Yeah.
So I went to work at the end of 2009, beginning of 2010, and it was working for Furniture Row the whole time, right up through last year.
All righty, got it. So what was working for Shane Lee like?
We had of the few races we have. I mean, I like working with Shane, good young driver. It actually is, one of the few, probably one of the youngest drivers that I've worked with. But it was in the short period we had, I had no complaints. We had a good time. He was receptive to all the information that we would give him. And he applied it fairly well. He did the things that we asked him to do, in the car, but we didn't have much for cars, so we asked him to take care of the cars, and he did well with that. So yeah, he was a great guy to work for. I'd work with him again.
Pretty cool. What was your reaction to Shane Lee finishing 7th in Iowa?
I was hoping we would have finished better, but it was good. It was the highest finish for us, so it was a good day. Good
to hear. And what are you doing today since kind of departing the Cup Series from what it looks like?
Well, I'm technically still working for the H2 organization team, H2 Motorsports, and we're trying to get the team bounced back and put back together again. So.
All righty. So what's your favorite racing movie between Days of Thunder, Grand Prix, Talladega Nights, Love Bug, or any other films you might know of?
Days of Thunder.
Yeah, everybody that I've asked so far has said Days of Thunder. I would have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So what does your future look like for motor racing? And this is the final question on the list.
Well, we'll see. Again, we're still looking to keep this team going. The sport is downsizing tremendously here with the different rules and stuff that's coming down the road, especially with this next gen car coming that'll make for smaller teams yet. So we'll see if we're able to stay in the sport. If we can, we will. If not, I've had a good career in it, so we'll just move on to something else.
All righty, pretty cool. Alrighty, that's all I have, and I'll keep you updated on when my project will come out.
Alrighty, appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks very, very much, Pete.
Thank you.
Alrighty, have a good one.
You too, bye.
Bye. Alrighty, that turned out well. I want to keep doing these in the future, so thanks for all who joined me.